Gooning. Okay, hi, hello, welcome to my review of this new horror movie directed by Brandon Cronenberg, Infinity Pool. Brandon Cronenberg is a director who is very well known for the fact that he is the son of very well known David Cronenberg, who made a lot of different movies. I actually haven't seen a single Cronenberg movie in general. The Fly is a movie that is very high up on my watch list. I think that's a David Cronenberg movie. And Possessor is a film that came out in 2020 that is directed by Brandon Cronenberg, which I also have not seen yet. So this is basically my introduction to both of these. And it feels like a good introduction because his movies were very weird. And it's about James, played by Alexander Skarsgård, and he and his wife M, played by Cleopatra Coleman. They go on a vacation because James has a writer's block. He's a writer and he just needs a bit more inspiration because he's not really going any further with his writing right now. And so on that vacation they meet Gabby, played by Mia Goth, and Albin, played by Jaleel Lesbot. And yeah, weird things happen. That's the best way to describe what is happening in this film. Making a review about a film is really just trying to kind of tell what a movie is like, saying if people should watch it, if people should not watch it, and just describing the general way that this movie is. But to be honest, Infinity Pool goes beyond describing, really. It feels like a movie that is so weird and so unique that I can explain how weird it is. And just going from that point on, you should decide if you want to watch it or not. This movie came out in 2023. I heard about this film earlier this year already. It came out in July this year and now it's on streaming, so I could finally watch it. And to be honest, this year it doesn't feel like there were a lot of horror movies that came out in general. And the movies that I did watch were not really that good, to be honest. I remember Talk to Me being a movie that people were very excited about, but I didn't watch it. The only horror movie that I can think of in my head right now is Five Nights at Freddy's, which is not a good movie to remember this year. This is definitely easily the most unnerving and also just disturbing film that came out this year for me. It's freaky with all its very weird hallucinations that are just visually insane, and again they go beyond describing. And I think if I would describe what I saw in these visual things that this movie creates, I don't think anyone would try to watch this movie anymore because it's pretty disgusting sometimes. It also has this very eerie score that is just, again, it's so unnerving. And this movie in general, with everything that it's combining with its score, its visuals, its performances, this movie creates such an unnerving and claustrophobic mood that it never really left me after watching the film. I watched the film in the morning, I think, and after that I instantly went somewhere, and I didn't specifically think about the movie, but I never really felt like I was out of the movie either. But I have to say that it doesn't really just come from all the effects and the music and the sound effects in this film, but also a lot from the actors. Of course, the main character is played by Alexander Skarsgård. I have not seen a single film from him yet. A few of his films are on my watch list. But I feel like if I was an actor, this would be a role I would never want to apply for. He just has to do so much shit in this film that's impressive, actually. And I genuinely think he's great in this film. But I think my favorite performance in this film was Mia Goth. She really steals the show in every single scene that she's in. I have already seen her in a few movies. First of all, X, which she was, I think, the main character in. Then she was in Emma as well, where she had a great performance, and she was in Nymphomaniac, actually. So yeah, Mia Goth is a great actress, and she does a very, very good job in this film. She's basically the person of interest for our protagonist, the person of desire, I guess you can call it, because our main character, James, he's very keen on her. And so yeah, she has a lot of scenes where she just glues you to the screen with the way she acts, and it's also kind of impressive how much bad shit she can do in this film without getting annoying. She only gets annoying in this film when the script really needs her to. I feel like for the whole time she doesn't really do anything that is sympathetic in a way. I would be very skeptical of a person like this in real life, but it's not to a certain point that she gets annoying, which is impressive, I have to say. She really, really, really acts well in this film so that you can still like her, despite the fact that a lot of things happen in this film that really are not the most happy or the most, I don't know, again, sympathetic. So she does an absolute great job at influencing your feelings about all the characters in this film the way she wants to. There's also a group of people who are really the most despicable type of people I would want. Like, these guys are so unlikable in the best way possible, because they're like the exact type of people I never would want to be around, and they are such big assholes, which they do really well. I feel like the casting in this movie in general is just so spot on perfect. And with that, I already don't want to give away too much. I feel like this movie should just be experienced if you are interested in weird horror movies. This movie is weird, it's disturbing, it's again claustrophobic, unnerving, it's all of these things in I think the best way possible, and it actually managed to shock me, which is interesting. I watched a lot of horror movies. I'm not the biggest horror fan anymore, but I feel like I have seen some shit, and like for example, gore doesn't really bother me as much, but this movie managed to shock me in ways that I didn't expect. It's more explicit than I thought. I don't have to say it doesn't always work. I feel like the movie gets a little bit repetitive at some moments, and I don't know if I want to rewatch it. Not because it's bad, but because it's a lot, and yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a movie that I would have fun rewatching and that I would have fun exploring a lot, but it's definitely worth at least one watch because it is very unique. It's like no other film I have seen. So recommendation for people who like weird movies, I guess. I give this movie an 8 out of 10. Let me know what you think about the movie in the comments, I guess, if you watch this. Thank you very much for watching, and see you guys next time.